In this tutorial, we are talking about the song Knockin' on Heaven's Door by Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan? I thought it was a Guns N' Roses song. Well, it's true that Guns N' Roses did a very famous version of it, but this is actually originally a Bob Dylan song. And I've included a listening link on YouTube in the module, so you should listen to that version. But both bands do it with the same chords. And so it's going to sound, in terms of the chord progression, exactly the same. All right, the chords are very simple. And what makes this song even more simple is that, unlike Wild Thing and unlike most pop and rock songs, this song only has one chord progression that repeats for the entire song. That's a little unusual. So we start off with what shows the intro. And notice there are no hash marks to indicate strums in this version. It just shows the chord. So I'm going to tell you how many times to strum, but you can also get that information from listening to the song and figuring out the counts. That's good for you to be learning how to do. So we're going to do the G chord twice, then D twice, then A minor 4 strums, 2, 3, 4, then next line is G again, and then D twice again, and then the C for 4 strums. And that is the entire song. Notice the next 2 lines of the intro, repeat that exactly, and then through the entire song, it's just repeating that chord progression, G, then D, then A minor, then G, then D, then C, and then it repeats. And it's always going to be 2 counts on G, 2 counts on D, 4 counts on A minor, and then same relationship, 2 strums on G or 2 counts, then 2 counts on D, and now 4 counts on C. And that's the entire song. With this song, we're going to add a more complicated strum next week. But for this week, your number one goal should be making sure you have those chords memorized, G, D, A minor, and C. And of course that you can switch comfortably and smoothly between those chords. That's the main thing. Then you can start piecing it together. If you have some experience playing already and you know how to fill in a strum, you may do that, of course. I'm giving you a very simplified strum right now that will work to play along with the strum, with the song rather. And then next week we will expand on that strum a little bit. So let's just play through. You can practice along with this right now at a slow tempo with me, and then practice this on your own. We'll add more to it next week. So I'm going to count in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is G, then D, then A minor. And remember, you can do the G this way also. G, D, C. Do it again. G, I usually do the G this way, as you can see, then D, A minor, then G, D, C. And we'll end on G. Now, why do we end on G? Well, this song is in the key of G. How do we know? Well, as I mentioned with Wild Thing, in pop and rock music, 99% of the time, the chord that you start on is the key that you're in. So we're starting on G here. This song is in the key of G. So if you were to play through this chord progression and end on another chord, it won't sound what we say resolved or finished. It only is going to sound resolved if you end back on what we call the 1 chord or the key chord, in this case, G. That's it for now for Knockin' on Heaven's Door. Practice along. Listen to the song a bunch of times to get more familiar with it if you're not already. And then we'll add more to the strum next week.